For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Welcome to another edition of the Focus program. My name is Paul Dingeman. Glad you are along. Got lots of wonderful information for you this week, as we try to do each and every week. Focus, as you know, appears in Marine City and St. Clair each Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Now also up in Port Huron on Mondays and Wednesdays, and throughout the county on Channel 12 on Thursdays and Fridays. So we've got you covered all week. We are beginning today's show with a preview of what the next play is at that wonderful Snug Theater in Marine City. Joining me, the director of The Little Women, the Broadway play, is Edmund Reynolds. I got it right there in front of me. And also Catherine Guck. Right?
Yes, thank you.
Nice to see you. Welcome back to the Focus Set, both of you.
Thanks very much.
You guys were here last fall, and what was the play?
I was here for Drowsy Chaperone.
Drowsy Chaperone, and
Yes.
You were too, the same one, right?
No.
You were here for...
I was here last year for a funny thing happened on the way to the forum.
Right.
I was here for a show I directed. I was here for Promises, Promises,
Right.
another show I directed, and
Well,
a few years ago.
We're letting you, you're good because we're letting you come back.
Must be doing something right.
Somebody is. And then I also directed the Great American Trailer Park musical at the Snug.
Busy man.
Yeah, this is my fourth show with the organization, so.
Talk to me about Little Women, the
Little
Broadway
Women.
musical. The play itself, everybody knows Louisa May Alcott, 1868 was
Yep.
the original book. And why does this make it so good? To make it a musical?
Well, let's see. For starts, you have a huge fan base because of it's an iconic piece of Americana, and people have been reading it for years and years and years. So you have that. The musical follows the book pretty closely, but has to condense things down a little bit. But everything is there. And I think the music, to me, it's so lush and so beautiful. And it was a show, I didn't propose it. Our music director, Paul Decker, wanted to do it.
Good guy.
Good guy. And he wanted to do it. And so we saw a production of it, which I really liked. It was, I thought it was going to be earnest and kind of silly, but it was just so bittersweet. And then with almost any play, once I get hooked to the soundtrack, you like it even more, I think. And so I was like, okay, let's do it. But I didn't really know where to start.
How big is the cast?
10.
10. That's a
10
nice size.
That's a nice size. It's snug in the Snug, but
Right.
It is a very workable number of people. And it is, we have very talented people, I have to
I've not
praise.
seen a show down there where there hasn't been talented people.
Oh, I know.
And the Vertons we really have to salute them and tip our hat to them that they've been
Absolutely.
able to generate that kind of interest from actors to come and perform.
Well, there's a lot of talent in this side of the state and north of Detroit, and it's so nice that they have a venue to perform in. So I'm nothing but pleased.
Good, good. Catherine, you have a fun role. Talk to me about your role.
I play Marmee. She is the mother of the 4 daughters, and she's on her own right now because her husband is at war. He is a chaplain in the war, and she's taking care of 4 girls by herself. So I think when you look at the history of this story and the fact that it's been around for so many years, I think the success of the story and the success of the musical has to do with the fact that they're really dealing with issues that are about families. It's about personalities in families, it's about relationships between sisters, about challenging times and how families deal with them. And I think that's really timeless.
As you're saying, nothing changes.
Absolutely. And when you add the beautiful music to it, it's just a stunning show. It's wonderful. The actors are phenomenal. Ed's done a fantastic job. His attention to detail and the sets and dealing with all of us as a cast has been phenomenal.
How many songs in the play? A bunch?
12.
Oh, that's a lot.
No, more than that.
I think it's more than that.
I've never
I don't
counted
know.
them. Probably like 16.
Oh my God.
17.
Well, that's
And
wonderful.
it kind of goes song to song with a little, you know, it's very clever the way they've pulled it together.
How long was it on Broadway?
It was on Broadway briefly, you know, it was maybe 6 months, which is a decent Broadway run. And it was sort of a star vehicle written for Sutton Foster because she was just such a good Jo, and it matched up. And that, I think that's the key to this show is you have to respect these March sisters, and I had to get to know them. I didn't know them. I think I saw the movie on Bill Kennedy at the movies, you know, years ago. But so I read
Channel
the book.
50.
I read the book, and that was like, oh, I get it now. This is what white people have talked about it all my life, and I had to translate those people to these sisters because a lot of audience members who know that book inside and out are expecting.
Correct.
They have a preconceived notion of what these girls are and how they should behave, and I think that has been my focus.
Yes.
Cracking the whip.
Yeah. Staying
I don't
true to
see
the
you cracking a whip
personalities.
very often.
No, it's great. And I think this cast really has a family connection as well, which is very evident on the stage. It really takes you all emotional, a real emotional spectrum in this. You're going to laugh, you're going to cry, and you're going to experience a lot of great emotion in between with these characters, and it's a lot of fun. We're just having a great time with it.
You're going to love these characters.
First performance is May the 12th, 7:30, Friday, and it runs through May the 21st on Sunday, where there's an afternoon performance at 3. So you've got performances on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for a couple of weeks there. It's a good run.
Second week we have a Thursday night performance, and the good news is 3 shows are almost sold out already. And
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, yes. And we also have added a performance on a Saturday matinee, so tickets are moving quickly. So if you want to go, get online.
We hadn't got an invite to come before Christmas to the Snug for a Christmas preview of that Christmas show that they had. They invited the Times Herald and other media. And Kathy Burton stood up and said to us, the assembled group, which is a small group, we're so excited about the next play coming, whatever it was, because we don't have to reach in our pockets, the Burtons, to write a check. We finally are to the point after 2 years where this whole operation, Riverbank and Snug, is starting to pay for itself. And that's such a great thing to happen for the community and for them, because they've really done a great job of trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
I think that I am actually from this community. I live in East China, and I've seen the growth. I've been in this area for about 14 years, and I've really seen the growth in the St. Clair and Marine City community. It's just a wonderful thing to see all of the new businesses and the community support and bringing lots of people in from other areas around the state. It's fantastic.
Okay, so Edmund Reynolds is the director. Catherine, you're the Marmee. Great cast. Tickets are available online. Only $26 as always at the Riverbank and Snug. What have we missed? Anything?
I just can't wait for people to see it.
Good. Well, that's a good recommendation in itself, because you've seen a lot of stuff and been involved in a lot of stuff. So, great. Catherine, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure
Good
to see you as well.
Thank you very much.
Nice to see you, Edna. We've got a bunch of wonderful people coming to you next, so we'll be right back. We are back, and we're back with a lady who is so busy. Her name is Deb Johnson, Executive Director of the St. Clair County Community Mental Health. Welcome back, ma'am. You look good.
Thank you. It's good to be here,
And
as always.
May is what month?
May is Mental Health Month.
Mental Health Month. This is the month that you guys really talk and promote about great things that your agency does.
Right. We like to talk about the great things that our agency does. We also like to talk about the importance. This is National May is Mental Health Month. So during this month, all across the country, we're trying to educate people about mental health issues, trying to continue to do things that will hopefully through education to help break down some of the stigma associated with having a mental health issue. And obviously, we'd like to do things to promote integrated healthcare, because that really is critical to a person's well-being. You gotta look at
Healthy body, healthy mind.
Exactly.
I've got your slogan down. You've taught me well.
Yep, exactly. And so that's probably a nice segue to just do a reminder about the run. I know I've talked about it last month when I was here, but on May 13th, we do have our Healthy Minds, Healthy Bodies Run for Recovery, May 13th. At Community Mental Health, and people can still register right up until that day. If you want to wait and see if the weather's going to be good, you can do that.
Oh, okay.
And we'd like you to sign up and get your money anyways, but and then if you don't want to run, you don't have to. But if not, you can wait until that day. You can sign up that day of the run. The kids time to race 1 mile, and then the fun walk start at 8:30. The 5K run starts at 9 o'clock.
I heard an interview yesterday on the radio with Mr. Paul Miller that there's person sitting across from me is back jogging.
Yes, that's true. Not super fast, but my goal is to be done in less than 40 minutes, 5K. It used to be under 30 minutes, but I'm just kind of coming back from everything and actually still having some treatment. I started radiation today, so so I'm doing that. So yeah.
Even the fact that you have the desire to do it is great.
Oh, I have the desire. I feel good. I feel so much better than I did, a few months ago. So I am looking forward to it.
Good.
But I did talk again. I've talked more than once about this experience has helped me really, really appreciate the whole Healthy Minds, Healthy Body thing.
Yeah, you are a real advocate now.
Yeah.
So your agency, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so we had our awards banquet 2 nights ago, May 2nd, and that's always a great event, and we recognized a lot of great people in our community. Claire Sikori won our media award. She's a young woman who worked for EBW recording for a year, and now she's actually back in school to be a nurse. But but she did a fabulous job during her year. So we are recognizing her, and then Dr. Annette Mercantant was our Community Service Award recipient. And she's been obviously doing a lot of great things, looking at the community health needs, and just recently completed a community health needs assessment. And they're coming up with their improvement plan for our county to try to help us. We smoke more, drink more, and are heavier than other places in the state of Michigan. So those are important things. One of the things that I mentioned this before because it is a common belief that there's more incidence of cancer in our county. That's not true. Not true.
Okay.
We are lower than the state average and national average.
It was always that the rumor, stigma, stigma is the wrong word, but the rumor that because of Chemical Valley, everything was floating over and everybody had cancer, but that's really not.
It's not true.
It's not true.
We just know more about it, and we know more people that have it because we're a smaller community, a more close-knit community.
And as a result of that, you get more reports of people you know.
Yeah, your friend and the friend of your friends and my friends and all that stuff. Yeah. So anyway, so that's good news. But and then the organizational award went to the People's Clinic, who obviously moved on to our site a couple years ago, and they are our key partner in our integrated healthcare initiative, which is funded with the Big SAMHSA grant. So that's going really well.
Good.
And then, of course, there's kid awards. For middle school contest was the writing contest. That's the booklet. That contains all the poetry, fiction, and nonfiction works of the middle school students that won any awards and or honorable mention.
Now, this cover is close to St. Clair, Michigan, because that's a St. Clair High School graduate, or senior, right?
Senior, yep. Jessica Ryan.
Jessica Ryan did the cover?
Yep, she did the cover, and actually, so she won Best in Show. And actually, Jessica, I knew her name was familiar, and when she came to the event 2 nights ago, I said, "Have you won our contest before?" And she said, "I have." And she goes, she won first place her sophomore year.
Oh, my God.
So this is her second win, but this is the big win because this will be on all of our marketing materials for the year, or most of them.
Be on your billboards
and then billboards and all those things. And so I think it's a great design.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Colorful, and it makes you feel happy, I think.
Oh, it does, it really does. Be happy, be healthy, be strong.
Yeah, those are 3 good things.
And they got a picture of Jake. Jake's on the cover here. That looks
right.
Jake modeled. Did you model for that, Jake?
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so Jessica Ryan was our top winner, and then we have other award winners. Actually, a couple of other St. Clair St. Clair students, and I'm
Well,
just blanking on their names.
We'll get them
but
next time.
Yeah, we'll get them next time.
Yeah.
We're runners-up or first place. I know Jordan Fitzpatrick was one of them. She was an honorable mention in that contest. So,
Okay.
so
Well,
yeah.
there's always stuff going on. What else have you got going here?
Well, remember I've talked to you before about actually a year ago, the governor, when he introduced his budget, he had that 298 language.
Yeah, and there was going to be, there was lots of hue and cry that they were going to try and privatize community mental health agencies throughout the state.
Well, not really our agency, but the public funds that we use to operate with. So they were trying to privatize the management of the public funding for behavioral health care, which is $2.6 billion. Billion, not million, billion with a B,
right.
In the state of Michigan. So that's a big amount of money
right.
that the Medicaid health plans, the for-profit Medicaid health plans, want their hands on that
right.
money. So we don't want them to have it. We think that money needs to stay in the public system. We need to continue to protect Michigan's most vulnerable citizens. And there's this little flyer that actually gives you a nice, quick snapshot on what the impact that this would have. And the reason we're bringing it up again, before I tell you exactly that, is the Senate has introduced some language. It's Section 234, where
Michigan Senate or the state?
Michigan Senate introduced language in their budget bill that calls for the complete privatization of the public funds by the year 2020, which I don't understand how they can do that, because my understanding is a budget bill is good for the year it's for, not beyond.
Not beyond.
But what we know is that they're not letting the issue die. You know, when we sort of won the issue a year ago by getting it removed from the budget language, we knew we didn't really win the war. We won a battle, and the war is continuing. So there was a huge statewide committee that got together, made a lot of recommendations to improve the current system, and that was under the direction of Lieutenant Governor Calley, and those recommendations were presented to the legislature. And the Senate has disregarded that, and they came up with their own different plan. So, and the House has now an alternate proposal too that we're not thrilled with. So people can help advocate by visiting our website, or calling us, and if you have trouble, we can help you. But there's a lot of action alerts that are coming out from our state association, and we're happy to get those. We'll directly email them. That's the easiest way to respond, or you can access them through our Facebook or our website. So anyways, what it would mean is the current system, the PHP system, manages the $2.6 billion. Their overhead rate is 6%. That equals $156 million, which would be spent on administration and risk reserves, and will serve and the remainder will serve 300,000 Michigan residents. So on the other side, if all the money goes to the Medicaid health plans, it's still the $2.6 billion budget. Their overhead rate is 15%, which is $390 million, because they have an administration. They also have to have a profit margin for their shareholders. They do more marketing, and then their risk reserves. And you still have to serve 300,000 people. So what does that mean? You have less money, $200 million less to provide the services and supports for Michigan's most vulnerable citizens.
So this flyer is on your webpage?
Yep.
And what is that web address?
It's just SCCCMH.org, St. Clair County Community Mental Health.org, the letters. And then also, you can go on our Facebook, and it's in there too, but it's probably easier on the website to find it.
So you are encouraging your constituents, we'll call them, your clients, to get a hold of, there it is, they're on your website now, to get a hold of Senator Phil Pavlo and their state representatives, and let them hear their feelings on this subject.
Yes, hear their concerns, and it's actually today I think it went back out on maybe to a vote in the Senate again, and then there's a House action alert, but you know, these things keep changing, so there'll be another opportunity. Right. But on the House side, May 12th, I think that's coming back out. But anyways, yes. So people can contact us if they need any help with the information. We're happy to give them information, or we'll send them the action alerts where you can just, pop into the email.
So immediately we got a May 13th. We got Healthy Bodies, Healthy Run. No.
Yes.
Did I say it right?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I did. My God, you're treating me well.
I am.
Healthy Minds, Healthy Bodies, Run for Recovery on May the 15th. May the 13th, it's a 5K, a 1 mile walk and a 1 mile timed kids run and then the 5K run. So lots of fun activity. Get some nice shirts.
Great shirts, long sleeve tech shirts are very cool. So $20,
And
$30.
Did we miss anything?
I don't think so.
You are looking good, kid.
Thank you.
Glad to have you back here.
Thank you.
We will see you shortly in another 2 or 3 weeks, and 4 weeks, and we'll be back. We've got some ladies coming up to talk about Safety Town, which is going to happen out in the Neiman's parking lot in just a second. Be right back. Welcome back. The first part of May and the beginning of spring every year is a great event that goes on in the Neiman's Family Market parking lot along Kearney Drive here in St. Clair, and it's called Safety Town. Therese Hawkins, the executive director, we'll call her today. We'll make her president next time.
There you go.
Of St. Clair Recreation Department is here to talk to us about Safety Town. When is it this year?
It's Saturday, May 13th, and it's one of our first events to kind of try to kick off the summer. And it's all about promoting healthy living, safety, and having a fun summer. So. And
we were talking before we went on the air about this is not a new project. This has been going on for quite a while.
Right. It started out as a classroom project or classroom program where we'd have 2 weeks. They'd come into the classroom and bring all the different agencies in, and that. Probably we were doing that for almost 15 years.
Wow.
And then now it's evolved into just a one-day event. So we bring everyone in, and you can just get a lot of information on services and safety, emergency vehicles, and things like that.
Is there an age
It's
group?
Geared towards preschool, but it's a family event. We get a lot of the same people coming back every year. So it's a walkthrough event. So you just come, pick up a lot of information. Like I said, we have the different agencies. We have free train rides, and we have our Safety Town, our tricycles that we've had for the program so they can ride bikes. McLaren Hospital will be there, and for $5, they have helmets they'll make sure that your child has the right size helmet. For bicycles. We do these little bicycle licenses where we take the child's picture, and there's all kinds of free things to take home. And
Beautiful.
Louie the lightning bug from DTE Energy is there, Sparky the fire dog from the St. Clair Police Department, and Verizon. We have the Verizon Android there,
right,
walking around.
And don't you have a race or something?
We usually have a dance-off if the mascots are willing to do a dance-off just to make it fun. So,
and what is Neiman's involvement in that?
Well, we provide the venue, but we also are out there. Our pharmacists will send someone out there, and they have Band-Aids for the kids.
Oh, great!
A box of Band-Aids. Those are always a favorite.
Yeah.
We also have pool noodles this year. We're going to
pool noodles. That'll be fun.
Yes, and Neiman's water, and it is a very fun event. It is
it truly is a family.
Very safe. It's very controlled. Kids can go from one thing to another, and they will. They run to all the different things that they can get into and experience an ambulance and a police car.
And I heard a wonderful rumor that there's going to be a new supplier of hot dogs called Boar's Head, and you're going to be grilling some of those?
Yes, we now have Boar's Head at Neiman's Family Market, and so on that day they are coming, and they will be giving free.
Ooh, I like that word, free.
Hot dogs.
Everything's free that
day. A great day, family day once again.
10 till 2?
They'll be there from 10 to 2, and this event is from 10 to 12:30.
You brought along some pictures, and if Jared will throw those up in the back here, we'll take a peek, and you can sort of go through the. You got them up? No, you're getting them. There they are.
There we go.
There's the train ride.
Yep. Cargill sponsors the free train rides for the kids, and the Stop, Look, and Listen railroad safety. They'll have a table there with some handouts and
there's
information.
the railroad crossing sign. Yeah, that's
there you
great.
go. Yeah.
Okay, and the kids just love that train ride.
Yes,
don't they?
it's
There's
a favorite.
Always a line.
Yep.
And there's another sunny day in St. Clair.
So this is the hazardous operations team, part of the Homeland Security. And they'll have the vehicles there. The guys will be in uniform, and usually handouts. Fire department brings out the big trucks. Tri-hospital EMS. DNR will have their airboat there. I'm not repeating myself.
School bus will be there, East China
School bus, East China
Which
School
is
bus.
a big hit.
Yes.
For those preschoolers.
Yeah, a lot of those kids. That's a picture of the Great Start program, early childhood development program through RISA. And a couple of new things this year. ABC Gymnastics will have a little mobile gym set up, so there's another activity for them to do. And DTE Energy with Louie the Lightning Bug, they are partnering with American Red Cross, and they have a program where they'll come in and do a home safety inspection, and you get a free fire smoke alarm. And also the Tony Pizzo Memorial Fund, they're going to be there, and they're promoting helmet safety, both motorized and non-motorized helmet safety, and also community CPR. One of their initiatives is to make it more accessible to people interested in CPR and offering some community programs for that. So we always try to do something new. The other, River District Hospital is also involved, St. John's River District Hospital. I think I've tried to mention, American Legion will be there. Just, you know, everyone coming all together.
It's a family event, and it's free, and it's from 10 till noon, right?
12:30.
12:30 on Saturday,
May 13th. Yep.
Okay. Did we miss anything?
I think you got it all. I mean, parents will enjoy it too. I mean, there's a lot to learn.
Good.
Actually, you know, because a lot of the officers are there, like Border Patrol. If they have any questions, they're there to answer children's questions, anything. So it's very informative.
Great community.
I mentioned earlier that we really have to take our hats off and our shoes and our everything and say thank you to Neiman's for all that you guys do for the whole total community, just not this project, but you continue to, and I know it's part of the company philosophy, but you need to be saluted every once in a while and thanked because you really support everything.
Thank you very much.
That's a key.
Well, and it's great people to work with. We work together well, and she does a lot of hard work, so it's all
easy.
Teamwork. Yes, she makes it easy.
Kathy Pizzo, thank you very much. Executive Director, Trace Hawkins. Coming up next is a lady from Port Huron Museum, and she is called Susan Bennett, and she is an Executive Director, and she's going to talk about a volunteer fair. We'll get with Susan in just a second.
Okay.
We are back with Susan Bennett,
Mr.
Executive
Dingman,
Director.
thank you for having
Port
me
Huron
in again.
Museum. Nice to see you.
It's nice to be
You're
here.
always so springy and delightfully happy.
Oh, I don't
Not
know
always?
about that. I think some would argue, but thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to see you and to be here.
Two subjects I want to talk to you about today. One is, the first one is the museum. We didn't do that the other day.
That's okay.
And you are in the last days of
Last
completion.
days of completion.
Talk to me.
We started the renovation on February 9th, where we took down all the plywood that had been on the walls since 1972, plywood and carpet, and opened up and found 10 beautiful original windows with their 1904 stained glass toppers. And at that point, we gutted it right to the core. New drywall, new ceilings, except for the old ceiling. In one gallery was still intact and was tin and was beautiful and very simple to repair. All new lighting, brand new oak floors.
New floors.
New floors. Actually, the old floors from 1904 were in pretty good shape, but there was so much waviness to them because they've been on the floor for 117 years. So it was time to do that. So we put in a new oak floor, window coverings. The stained glass is going back in. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Was the stained glass in good shape, or
it was perfect? We had three that had just a little bit of a dents or broken glass in them, and that's because over the years they fell down behind the plywood wall and were literally laying there on the floor.
Oh my God.
And one was just hanging by a little strip of lead and was still in the window, but the window was painted on the exterior, so it was all looked the same on the outside, and it was just hanging there. And lo and behold, missed it with the sledgehammer, thank goodness. But they're beautiful. They're beautiful, and it's kind of a wreath design, a green wreath with a ribbon, which became our Carnegie Reimagined logo. But what we also found interesting was that exact same window was on the Tajmu, which of course is a ship that went from Port Huron all the way down the river to Detroit daily.
What the connection
So
was.
I'm guessing, well, my curator thought that perhaps it was an international welcome symbol of the time.
Okay.
Very much like we use a pineapple today.
Correct.
So, well, they used pineapple in colonial times as well, but there they are, all 10 of them, and they're beautiful.
The same as the word it was in the Taj Mahal.
In the same as in the Taj Mahal. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, it is wild. It's wonderful.
So, yeah, it was nice to have that connection.
You recently had the Salvation Army Women's Auxiliary come and have a celebration and to really open the facility to the public. Is the public now able to come back?
We have, well, unfortunately, as with contractors, sometimes happens, although I can't say enough good about ours. We actually are going to stay closed one more week because it is a brand new oak floor and it needs a week of staining and polyurethaning multiple layers and such to keep it in the shape it will be in for years. It's beautiful.
Times Herald had a picture of the circular...
Of the rotunda?
Rotunda floor. And wow, what an exciting thing that's
It was fun to select and to do. And for those who may not have seen the picture, this is a 54-inch in diameter compass done in 3 different woods and is inlaid right into the floor. And they did a beautiful job, got it from a company in Wisconsin. And it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. So it kind of gives direction to the floor, if you will.
You are giving us incentive to come and see the new, the
I'd love
refurbished
you
facility.
to come and see the new facility.
So when should I start coming?
You should start coming the week before Memorial Day.
Okay.
And I can't remember what that Monday is. I want to say the 22nd, maybe.
It is the 22nd.
Okay, then it would be the 22nd. And then we're having a grand gala reopening on Friday, June 9th. It's a reception type thing. It's a ticketed event. $25 for the ticket, but that includes your food and drink. And that's when we're really going to celebrate and dedicate those that have made this possible through their generous donations.
Great. Okay.
And yeah, you'll hear more about that.
Well, we'll have you back for that too.
Okay, cool.
But you're here today to talk about a new item, which is called the Volunteer Fair. It's going to be held Thursday, May the 11th, which is just around the corner at the new Sperry's Movie House. And what is that all about?
Well, there's several organizations, and we chat with each other frequently, that all use volunteers. And it has been difficult to get them in the last few years, and partly because people are busy and they're doing other things, and there's an ebb and flow to that. And we largely deal with retirees, although us being a summer organization, we do have a lot of high schoolers and honor students and those kind of things helping us out too. But we thought it would be really great to get together as a nonprofit and present ourselves as an opportunity to someone who's looking for something to do. You know, whether it be 2 hours a week or a day or a day a month or whatever. And so there's actually 11 or 12 organizations that are now involved in this.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the list. Blue Water, Habitat for Humanity, Hunter House, the YMCA, your museums, Blue Water Safe Horizons, Beautiful Me, Blue Water Pregnancy Care Center, United Way, and on and on. I mean,
and the YMCA just joined that group, and I was talking to Deb Johnson from Community Mental Health, and we'll see if we can find some room.
Oh,
and
for her too.
Yeah, because she needs some volunteers for the events they do, and there's nothing more fun than working an event.
Right, you're right.
Yeah.
Blue Water Folk Society, Friends of Fort Gratiot Light Station, which is yours, but just there's so many people that I run into, and you do too, who are taking early buyouts or their companies have folded or whatever. For whatever reason, they're home and they're not doing anything.
Well,
and they need
summer and they winter elsewhere, and they need something to do.
That's right.
To keep active.
You have to stay busy.
You sure do.
So
any lucky retiree, and that is not an oxymoron, needs to stay active, and we're in a generation that we want to stay active.
Right. Thursday, May the 11th. There's going to be two shows, or two meetings.
2 sessions.
Yeah.
One will be 10 to noon, and the other will be 5 to 7. So it'll give people an opportunity, if you're an early bird, get up and do that. Or if you do have another obligation and can't get there until the evening, or want to come with a spouse or whatever, they'll give you that opportunity.
What happens when they get there?
They'll go to the Sperry's Movie Theater, which many people haven't seen yet, and I
Right.
can only tell you how wonderful it is. And there in the lobby area, there will be these 12 different organizations set up, somewhat like a little vendor fair, but it will be for people who are interested in volunteering to go up to that table and see what kind of help is needed. You know, and I know in our case, we need tour guides, we need clerical help.
Docent kind of people?
Docent kind of people, exactly, which is a tour guide, and people that work in our gift shops. We've got people that work on our grounds. The Friends of the Fort Gratiot Light are strictly doing renovation now, and that's a lot of hands-on work. Real physical labor, building things. I know that the Hunter House needs clerical people and hosts and hostesses. The Y has so many programs, both for kids and adults. They need help with some of those programs. So almost anything you can think of is a valuable skill to one of these nonprofits.
But this gives you an opportunity to get information. You don't have to make an obligation.
Of course not.
And review multiple agencies in our
Exactly.
area that are looking for you.
Looking for the right fit.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be a real interesting thing. I know if I had the chance to go and volunteer for something, I'd love to have this opportunity to see all in one place
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah,
organizations. And quite frankly, I can see doing this again in the fall. And I think, depending on this, I think it could be a huge success.
There's a phone number, which is an easy number. It's 810-982-0891. That's 982-0891, extension 118, 982-0891. And just ask for more information if you have any. If you don't.
That's Gina. She's our volunteer coordinator. Does a great job, and she can point you in the right direction, tell you what's going to happen, and we'll all be doing follow-up with people that might be interested. And I think it's going to be a really good thing, and I can see it growing. And
Great.
it was actually a stroke of genius that she and Tracy from Hunter House thought up one day over lunch. That's how these things happen.
That's absolutely right. Susan Bennett, always a pleasure seeing you
my pleasure,
here.
Paul. Thank you so much, and to your
thanks
staff.
We're glad to hear about the museum, and
Yep,
it's going to be
coming quick, and
opening.
we'll be proud to have you there.
We'll be happy to be there.
Okay.
That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.